Hello again, lovely people. We are back with a home timed interval session, a follow along core focus session. So we will stay nice and low to the ground. So if you've got a yoga mat or any grippable surface like some carpet, that would be preferable. It's going to be 13 minutes, 8 exercises, and I'll guide you through all of them. But as always, focus on a nice full breath in and out, and a good quality of the movement rather than quantity. I will also link below some other exercise sessions that we've done previously that you can add to the start or end to make it a nice long session, and maybe even some stretches so that you can have a nice full and complete workout at home. But I think that's about it, so let's just jump right in. Okay, so for our first exercise, we're going to be starting on all fours. We're going to be doing a bear crawl, so 4 walks forward and then push up into a downward dog. A bear crawl is where your knees are just hovering off the ground here, and you're walking, taking really small steps, not allowing the core to move at all, lifting up, and we'll keep moving back. Really small movements. Try and connect that core, so lifting up through the lower ribs, so the space between the lower ribs and the hips, all of that sort of lifting up to meet the back in some way. So a nice stable core as we're moving along. And keep moving with that breath. So that breath is what's going to guide your movement. Make sure you're not holding in at any point. Nice neutral spine in this position. Nice work. So for our next exercise, we're going to be on our backs going into a reclined cycle. So the aim of this exercise is to have the lower back nice and connected towards the ground. We're not trying to flatten it fully or force it too much, but we'll start with the knees into the chest and then we'll alternate open. You have the option to have your arms here as you cycle across, or you can also have the arms here and draw the shoulder blades down, so you can really feel that lower back pushing into the ground, gives it just that extra support. Keep breathing in this position. If you are up here and choosing to lift up, make sure that that lower back isn't coming off the ground, especially on the other side. Lengthen the tailbone, so you're lengthening it down along the ground. Nice work. So for our next exercise, we're going to be doing some lateral lifts from a side plank position. So option to be up here on the palm, or you can also be down on the elbow. Just make sure your shoulder is aligned nicely. But we'll extend this arm, keep that foot nice and flexed, and lift up, only to parallel, and back down. Make sure your neck is continuing to keep that line. So from the tailbone all the way to your crown, one nice long line. And don't forget to breathe. Again, if you feel like you're losing any sort of stability in the center here, you have the option to come down to the elbow, but also lift up as you continue into this position. Maintain that nice long line. Keep lifting up through the side here. Nice work. Have a little rest and we'll set up for the other side. Nice, relax shoulders away from the ears. Drawing in slightly through the lower ribs. Also option to come down on this side. Keep breathing. Nice work. We'll come down. For our next exercise, we'll be back on all fours and we're going for a bit of a hip rotation. So we'll donkey kick that heel towards the ceiling, lift it out to the side and then come around. Whilst doing so, try and keep a nice stable center so we're not dipping and opening and closing. So it's mainly a rotation of the hip that's happening in this position. Keep that neck nice and extended and move with your breath. So perhaps you might follow an inhale here and exhale as you breathe out. We are going through intervals here, but it's definitely not about the quantity, but more about the quality of the movement. Nice work. Rest it out. Maybe roll your wrists before setting up on the other side to repeat. Keep that breath flowing and keep lifting, so draw in through the lower ribs. Nice work. For our next exercise, we're going to be onto the belly, so we're going to do some prone lifts and then somewhat of a lateral pull down exercise. So we'll lift and keep your heels nice and flexed. We'll lift arms and legs to come down and then draw up. Here we go. Doesn't have to be a big lift, but just engaging the right muscles. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. And as you lift through this position, maybe a slight tuck of the chin so we're not putting too much pressure on the neck. Nice work. For our next exercise, we're going to flip on over to our back. So start with the feet flat on the ground. We're going to lengthen the tailbone down so again, nice active core through here through the center. Kick the heel towards the ceiling and then we're going to take it out to the side and back down. Meanwhile, trying to keep both hip points in the same position so we're not lifting off this leg as we're rotating around, or this hip rather. We're keeping it flat. Option again to have your hands where your head is or just beside your body to give you a bit more stability. Another option, and only if you can still maintain this contraction or this stability in the core, is to lengthen this leg out nice and straight. Keep that foot flexed as well so that the core can be activated by keeping that whole line active up through the quad. Nice work. And we'll relax, maybe sway left to right before we set up for the other side. Just gonna move my microphone. Here we go. Draw down slightly through the lower ribs. Again, that option to push through this heel and straighten that supporting leg. Really dynamic core movement. It might not look like it, but if you're following through, I'm sure you can feel it. Nice work. So from here we'll move into a downward dog position to start. So pushing up really gripping into the fingerprints as well. And we'll start off with a three-legged dog, so turn the toes down and shift the weight forward into a three-point plank. And inhale to kick that heel back up. And keep moving with your breath in and out. Keep extending so the shoulders stay nice and far away from the ears. You might play with pointing the toe as you come through and flexing it nice and hard as you push back. Breath in and out. Nice work. Rest it before we prepare to do that on the other side. We go lift and come through. Make sure there's not too much pressure on the wrists, and in order to do that, make sure you're gripping into the fingerprints and not just pushing all of the weight of your body into the heels of your wrist. Or heels of your palm, I should say. Toes keep turning down as we push back, so we're keeping a nice squaring in the hips. Nice work. For our last exercise, we'll come back onto our backs. We're going to do some bridge lifts. So I'm going to move this microphone. So start in this position, lengthen the tailbone down so you feel that nice and active, and then lift up. One leg points towards the ceiling. You can have your palms right next to you. And then we're lowering and lifting. Keep that lengthening of the tailbone so we're not going to open in that position. So lengthen the tailbone downwards. Rotating the pelvis backwards. If you find that a bit difficult, you have the option of bending this knee to encourage that backward tilt. So you're engaging the glutes in the right way and stabilizing through the core. Keep moving with your breath. Nice work. Roll it out if you need to, and set up for the other side. So rotate the pelvis, lengthen the tailbone down, shoulders away from the ears, and here we go. Keep pressing into the edges of the supporting foot so that the knee isn't waving around. Again, option to bend this knee towards the chest to encourage the pelvis to tilt back and support the core in the best way. As you're lifting up, lift your chest towards your chin and then your chin up towards the ceiling. Create nice length and reduce any tension where it shouldn't be. Nice work, and we're all done. Hug in the knees to the chest, roll side to side. Maybe even grab your feet for a bit of a happy baby stretch. You can roll around as much as you need to. You're at home, no one's watching. And then we'll cross the legs over. Maybe take a hold of either foot and roll it until you come to sitting. And we're done. Well done, everyone. That is a wrap. And I have linked some sessions below that you can add to make this a nice full workout. If you are new here, hit the like and subscribe button and let me know what you'd like to see more of. See you next time.